Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Captain Howzer from Star Wars The Bad Batch. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on and it will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for myself, for color. For those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Lower. You see, that's why we sketch, because I realized this gun's going to fall off the page. And again, that's why we sketch, to make sure that what we're doing is going to match with where we're going, right? In practice, that's why we practice. Someone else on the forum, the Discord, said, you know, well, I tried, and put a picture up there under our practice thread. But that's the point. Practice. There's a reason it's called practice. I just talked about this in the last video, that, you know, it's not called final. It's not called perfect. It's a chance for you to work on your skills. You know, you don't go to, I keep going to sports. You don't go to soccer practice for a game. You go to practice. You go to get better. You don't go to cooking class to cook for the queen. You go to practice, right? You go to learn. And that's kind of the whole idea behind doing things over and over again, like clone troopers. You guys are obsessed with clone troopers, and I get it. I talk about this all the time, that, you know, you guys grew up watching the Clone Wars, whereas I grew up watching the original Star Wars, so I'm not as invested in clone troopers as you guys. So it kind of, it's funny to me how much you guys constantly want troopers when I feel it's just the same thing over and over again, just a different color stripe, you know. But again, I don't have the same connection, so it's funny to me, but I get that you guys are passionate about what you like. So sorry, I'm trying to get the arm down. So, you know, as much as I find it funny, this is what you like, you know, I get it. So I constantly draw what you guys want to see, to practice is where I was trying to get with that. Let's see. What did I do for this sketch? A little bit of foreshortening. The only problem I really have is, you know what, let's just talk about this while I'm sketching. I need some bad guys. I need the bad guys to win. And what I mean by that is, we're always seeing the heroes. We're always seeing, you know, this is how it goes, and the bad guys win, and all this stuff. And for some strange reason, I mean, I guess it's just because storytelling, and we don't want to glorify evil, you know. It's always even the bad guys become good guys, so to speak. Now, where I'm going with this is, we know the story of Star Wars that we grew up with during the Empire days. Now, granted, again, if you're coming in from the Clone Wars, they're kind of heroes to you. But we've all known from the beginning, from the first, let's take the first Star Wars, the New Hope, you know, they've been bad guys, right? So we're used to them just being bad guys. No excuse, don't have to cover it up, they're just bad guys. And so I'm used to that, so I'm expecting them to, well, they're horrible people, you know, they destroy and all that kind of stuff, but you've grown up with them as good guys, so to speak. Well, with the chips and all this stuff, we know that they become bad guys. They kill all the Jedi, except for the few that have, you know, the default problems with their chips and stuff like that. You know what? Why is Howzer defecting? Why is he not having a problem? Now that I think about it. Anyway, so I'm ready for that to happen, because I'm used to, yes, they're bad guys, you know? So part of me says embrace that they're bad guys. Go for it. You're not going to upset us. I mean, I guess maybe you guys might be upset because you've grown up with them as good guys, and then all of a sudden they're bad guys, you know? But again, that's the storyline. That's where they were going in the first place, so it's not really a surprise, is it? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to glorify a bad guy. I think it's just time to embrace the storyline. Don't be afraid of good guys versus bad guys is what I'm trying to say. It's like, go for it. Give us something different. I had thought that originally, well, no, you know what? Let's not talk about theory. Who cares about that? Let's talk about what's actually happening. I just saw the trailer for Venom. Oh my god, I drew a blank on it. And that's my only complaint. It's like, well, isn't he supposed to be a bad guy? You know, I get they're trying to give you something a little different and whatnot, but there's a part of me that's like, yeah, just do it. Just go for it, you know? And that's all. That's my rant, is just, you know, do it. Just make him bad. It's what they do. It's what we know. Give us something different. No good guys need to win. I mean, they did it with, you know, Empire Strikes Back. The good guys win. Well, towards the end, you know what I'm saying? Revenge of the Sith, you know, they kind of won. So it's okay to give us, I don't want to say sad storylines, but different storylines. Because if you're worried about glorifying bad guys, well, come back and give us a Return of the Jedi. You know, come back and give us a whole new good guys win story, you know? We don't need it. We're adults and we can have the bad guys win every now and then. But I'm just saying that I'm ready for something different. I'm ready for some craziness. Let's mix it up, you know? But yeah, now that I think about it again, why is Howzer... I don't know, I don't want to spoil it, but obviously if you're here watching, you know who he is, what he does, and how he's connected. So I would think you got an idea of what's going on. Okay, I think that's good for the sketch. Yeah, let's erase some of these lines and get going. Because what I usually do is I throw sketch lines down just all over the place, and then when I get the position, the placement, and the proportions, I start pressing harder. As I get more confident with all three of those, I start pressing harder. And when I lightly erase like this, the sketch lines disappear pretty easily. The confidence lines, where I was pressing harder, it takes more pressure, so I'm leaving a small ghost of an image to kind of follow, to trace over, so to speak. So that's what you do. You get rid of your sketchiness, keep your confidence, and we'll do amazing things together. Okay, I think that's enough. I can see where we're going. So I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. Can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more Star Wars, check out that playlist right there, or just check out the playlist in general, because I do so many that I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So just give it a little look, and if not, give me a little shout out, and I'll see what I can do about getting a request filled. Alright, I'm going to jump straight in with his eyes, with his visor. I'm going to try to go straight across, and it may not be straight, but I'm okay with that. Look, it's already crooked. I'm fine with that. You can get a ruler if you want. I'm just going to double over my lines a little bit. Looks good to me. Now, if these are his eyes, I'm turning his head just slightly like this, okay? Just to give you a perspective of the idea of the positioning. Ooh, and look, it's kind of crooked. I didn't mean for that to happen, but that's what we're gonna go with. All right, so let's see. Let me draw his visor eyes up like this. All right, then down to the nostril. I mean, I know it's not a nostril, but you know what I'm saying. The nose part of the face. And now for his frowny mouth. All right, looks good to me. Now, this bottom part of his mouth is the entire bottom part of the helmet. So I'm gonna go ahead and come around here like this and connect it like that. That way, to me, it's one complete unit. So I can draw it accordingly. That way I can keep into account that, remember, that's a whole piece, you know? It helps me. Let's see if we can do some teeth. I know they're not teeth, but for lack of a better word, my teeth, you know? And let's draw like the skull cheekbones coming up like this. Let's go ahead and do this side over here too. I just want to do it, just kind of keep it all consistent, you know? Now, these round parts of the mask, I'm going to go ahead and do this like that. This one I don't really want to do because it's a nice contour. I'm going to do more with shading than an actual draw line. You can do it if you want, but it's more of a, it's not a hard edge, it's a swoop type kind of thing. So, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm just kind of going with what I see, like leaning back and saying, okay, that looks good, let me do this, let me do that. And so I can kind of come in and add little pieces to make it cohesive, you know? All right, it's good. I think I'm shaking the camera too much. I need to figure out how to mount it a little bit better. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go back. And also, I'm going to thicken up my edges because when I switch over to this Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to match where it's going to go. Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to do his little connectors right here. And the little thing on the inside. Alright, I like it. Alright, connect that real quick to make it one complete piece. And see, it's not perfect, and that's okay. That's fine with me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do this side. Come over here. Like that. Okay, let's draw this part up here. There's a little visor connector, whatever this is. Right? I guess that's where if he's gonna have like a, a visor for his visor. You heard me. That's where it would connect, right? Who's is it Cody, the one who's got that? It's like, come on, guy. Why? It's too much. It's too much. Take it easy. Calm down. You're costing a lot of us a lot of money. Other troopers would like parts, but you're hogging them all for yourself because you want visors on your helmet, visors on your visors. Come on, Cody, take it easy. All right, so there is that line going across. Let me see if I can do it. I can't turn my paper. I really want to turn, but I can't because it's taped to the table. So I'm going to try to draw straight across, as straight as I can, something like that. Now here's the trick. I'm going to do it again, one row up, right? Not really too perfectly straight, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, not bad, not bad. That's this. Okay, so now I'm going to bring the helmet up, and I got to remember to leave room for his little mohawk he's got there. I'm a puller more than I'm a pusher, so I'm gonna start from the spot and come back down. See, my lines are not perfect either. Now also, when I'm thickening up my lines like this, you don't have to do that. Especially if you're working with pencil, it might look crazy if you're adding all these extra lines. I'm just explaining to you why I draw, how I draw. I'm gonna close this up a little bit. Like that, I like it, I like it. Okay, so for his little mohawk thing, I'm gonna come this way. It's got another layer to it, so I'm kind of do like that, okay? Awesome. How's yours coming out? Oops, that's a little lower than that, but that's okay. I'll just thicken up this top edge. That's the other nice thing about using thick lines like this is sometimes I can hide mistakes. It's not perfect, but I can hide what I did. All right. There we go. I like that. I like that. I'm going to switch over to the other Sharpie. And I've got him kind of twisted. It's like his bottom half is facing that way. His front half is turned. So, for his neck, it's going to come through like this. His pauldron, I guess is what it is. We're going to connect it down here like this. And I've got it over his shoulders. Now, again, he's twisted a little bit, so I've got it up a little bit. Also, the shoulders are raised, so there's kind of pushing a lot of it up, right? And then I'm just going to kind of swoop it over to this part. And again, this should be this part of the pauldron should be laying on his shoulder, but his arm is raised, so it's kind of raised up with it too. Okay. So that means I'm going to do it like this. So it's going to look a little short. But again, I've got it raised to kind of reflect how it's being lifted to fit with the raising of his arm. Sorry, I had to fix my chair. I got a bad chair. Someone gave me this chair, and it's time for a new one. I was polite and I kept it. But those days are over. It's time for a new chair. So I keep lowering as I'm drawing. It's one of those kind of chairs, one of those office chairs. You know, it's hydraulics. But yeah. Anyway, just explaining to you why you might hear me make that funny noise every now and then. Okay, so his neck piece can't really see anyway, so I'm just going to do this. It's going to be colored in black anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But see what I'm talking about? The thickness? That's what I mean by I like keeping it consistent. So me personally, I like thickening up my outer edges just to match that. Again, you don't have to. This is just my inking style. My stinking inking. Camera sure is shaking a lot. I gotta do something about that. Not right now. Not right now. We're in the middle of drawing. Okay, so again, his chest is kind of turned. His waist is going to turn this way. So let's go ahead and draw like his armpit armor. Again, just to get the placement of the positioning of his armor, basically. Okay. So what I mean by that is, here's the center, right? That's how much it's twisted compared to his head. Head's going this way, chest is turning this way. So he's kind of in an action pose with his whole body moving. Like that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do this arm since we're over here. So the shoulder piece is going to again be kind of pushed up because his whole arm is raised. So that's going to come up this way because his shoulder is raised up in the first place. There's his bicep piece, but here we go. Well, let me do the bottom end first. then his elbow, and then his armor. So the armor is going to be in front of this arm. That's why I wanted to draw it first. Right? So when I'm drawing the bicep, I'm not accidentally drawing through the armor. So you want to draw what's in front first. That way you don't accidentally draw through something. Right? So now I can bring the bicep over like this. See? Pretty easy. And the arm is pretty much done. Because his armor, there's not a lot we can do here. I can draw like maybe some material bends right there because that's not armor. But the rest of it is pretty much just flat, just, you know, armor. That's it. But, I mean, I know, that's why you guys like him, you know, cool armor. We'll come back and do the color. So, for the back of his hand, basically he's holding a gun. I gotta get a prop so you can see, you're gonna see the back like this. So we're seeing basically this, and the rest is around the handle and on the underside. So, here's his hand with the handle right there. So that means the pinky is going around like this. The thumb, let's go ahead and draw that, which is going to be over all that stuff. It's going to be like this. Then the rest of the fingers are wrapped around but behind. So all you can really see is like that right there. Really, that's all I should be drawing. Anything else is going to be too much. So the gun in the sketch is like this. I need to straighten it out this way according to my sketch. So just because you sketch something out a certain way, make adjustments if you need to. Don't let your past dictate your future. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Make adjustments, do what you got to do. Now we're going to draw it this way. And it's the underside of the gun, so there's not much I can really do anyway. I'm going to draw where the finger is going to go. The trigger finger, all right? And then all that's going to go up. So I'm just going to pretty much make up like some kind of gun shape, because this is blaster, and so all you see is the underside. Right? I'm just kind of eyeballing the shape. Like, see, it's even not really even straight there. It's still a little crooked. That's okay, because I'm not too worried about that, you know. In so many words, you're gonna get the idea, you know. Here, let me actually jump in with this. It's still crooked. It's still not perfect. But sometimes I gotta jump in with a smaller Sharpie to take care of what I should have done with a ruler. But you know, like I said, it's the underside of the gun. That's all you're seeing is that part right there anyway. There. That'll work. Okay, this hand is kind of out in a dramatic fashion like that. So again, the shoulder piece is kind of up, pushing up that end of the pauldron, and his bicep is here. Now it's kind of foreshortened a little bit, like I've got it more pointed at you than out. It's more like this than out. So here's his arm with the material. There's that edge, and then the edge of the forearm piece, and then I'll do the elbow piece in a second. But just want to show you how short it was compared to not out, but towards you a little bit like that. Okay. And here, I just kind of did that real quick, so let me add some detail here. I just kind of did a quick bend of cloth with that little squiggly squig. So there, I'm just kind of bending material right there. Okay, same thing here. The elbow piece, you can't really see anyway. So his hand is pretty much going to be doing this. So let's do the thumb out like this. Let's extend the finger out. And this is going to have his little protector piece on the back. And then the other fingers are just going to be bent out, again, dramatically stretched. There's the pinky. There's the other finger. Just, again, he's just kind of doing something like that, you know, just very, very dramatic, very in the heat of the moment, passion of battle, you know. Something like that. It's not going to be colored in black anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I can't tell if he has a little thing like that on that side, so let's just do this. Might as well, right? There you go. Okay, so again, his whole bottom half is twisted, so I gotta start to straighten out the middle part. So his belt, does he have, no, he doesn't have the crazy belt. He's got, I'm going by the animated version, he's just got a flat piece. All right, let's connect it right here. Like that. Because usually everybody's got like the packs, you know, that's got that extra stuff on it. Like these, you know, but all kinds of all over the place. He doesn't. He's got just a couple on each side. It's not too crazy, but still, you know, trooper crazy. Let's see. Something like that. Now for his centerpiece, again, it all needs to twist back. So for the centerpiece, I'm just going to do this. Or he's starting to turn his waist. This piece I wanted a little thicker than the regular line, but not as thick as the big line. So just doubling over it for me works out. Cool. All right. So now we're pretty much just doing, you know, armor legs going across, and that's it. So I'm going to draw his waist piece, his crotch piece, I guess. His trooper underwear. I mean, that's what it is. Something like that. And legs and armor. Pretty simple. Okay, so his armor is going to be right here to the edge. I know it's floating, that's because it's not all the way to the edge of the armor. Armor doesn't hit armor. It's on top of his under uniform? What would you call that? So there's his leg. Let's go ahead and do the other one too, since we're here. And, oh, you know what? His knee pad, let me do that real fast so you see. His knee pad is in front of that piece. So, that is connected back here. And then his armor, let me just show you real fast. See how this is going to go under? You gotta think about that whenever you're drawing the front view. Let's see how that's over that. Now if you're looking at it from the front, that's on top of that. It's the same thing there, but it's bent. Here, drawing the legs, is going to be the same thing. So I want to draw that first. Remember how I told you up here, draw what's in front so you don't accidentally draw through. You can draw down to it if you want, but I'm following my sketch. I know where it is. Listen to me all bragging. I know where it is. Okay. Now that I know where that is, I'll say that this line goes underneath like that for that part. So that's why I just want to make sure I just didn't draw through it, just to give it that real look of layers. Okay, closing off his under armor. Closing off this horse leg. That's again material. I'll add some detail in there in a second. But just go ahead and just draw what we're here for. Okay, let me do the rest now before we finish off the feet. Now again, this is cloth, so I like adding material that's being stretched and bent, just to show that it's not armor, you know. It's going to be colored in black, really, but you know, I like doing that just to give it that that realistic feel. Okay, now we're just pretty much drawing shoes, and that's it. Real simple. Then it's down to color. Like all your other troopers that I just draw the same thing over, and now it's going to come down to color. So let me finish up this shoe. Something like that. That's a front view. Here's the side view. There's the heel. This little lace guard thing down to the toe. Let's add just a touch of detail, just a touch, just to clean it up a little bit, because they do have those trooper lines like that. Kind of define the shoe. More line. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Captain Howzer from Star Wars: The Bad Batch. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.